wants to be in Milwaukee.
Okay, and start the recording over because
There you
Logitech
go.
crashed my microphone.
Okay.
Yeah, super cool. Crashed all my audio. Amazing.
That's good because the stuff we said about Enrique was actually that was kind of a little over the top this time. I have to admit it.
Oh, wow.
Especially that we called it Imrinky.
Okay. So, you guys are back in the physical world. You've defeated this creature, which is a greater type of Netalgu. You can roll knowledge planes on it if you wish. Starship Troopers, would you like to know more? .gif.
Yes, I know all.
Not with that roll.
Oh.
You've got a total of 15, which is not great.
Yeah. I know what you learned in high school.
You know that it's definitely a relative of the Netalgu, but it is definitely a different variant of them. Larger, more heavily armored, more containers for brains.
Mm-hmm.
And thus it was, when you first fought it in the virtual realm, it was fully loaded with brains and ready for a fight with its 36 effective intellect. That's why its spell DCs were insane.
Mm-hmm.
But the more brains you smashed, the dumber it got. And eventually it just got basically chainsawed to death.
As most things do in this game.
It summoned 2 other allies, but you guys stomped them upon arrival pretty much. They didn't get to do anything. And someone, not the enemies, but someone put an anti-tech field on one of them. So as soon as he came in, his bionic limbs didn't work. He was very sad.
And he was leaking a lot.
Well, you kept stabbing him, so
Yeah.
that's really your fault.
I was trying to plug the leaks, you know. Unfortunately, the only tools
Help
I
it.
had on hand.
Help it.
Mm.
But this creature is... You don't know anything about it, Ulbrin. Well, not just because you rolled a 15, which is fine, it's adequate, but nobody knows anything about this. This is possibly the rarest creature in the entire Dominion of the Black, a relatively unknown race of beings. So it's just so obscure.
Are they like leaders of leaders, or are they just rare?
Rare and probably leaders of leaders. Based on what you encountered, it was almost... Well, some of those... The members of this group that fought Hellion, which I think is everyone except Krokta, when you spoke to or experienced Hellion's ferocity and the way it spoke and the way it behaved and the power it wielded, this thing is the closest thing you've met to that godlike level of intellect. And it was the Dominion sort of cheating. This thing is probably very smart, powerful, resourceful, tough on its own, but with those other brains enslaved to it, it had all of their thinking and processing and capabilities added to its own.
Okay. Okay. Well, did they leave any loot worth having after we chainsawed them to death?
Yeah, we got the space bone and the void shard.
The void shard. What was the void shard?
The
axe.
The dwarven style axe.
Mm-hmm.
It's got
That's
edge
right.
of
Thank you.
event horizon.
Can roll perception rolls, those of you nearby, or a heal check would be even better. Nomkath, you say you smell something burning inside the creature's body.
Something's on fire in there.
Ulfred, when you take a look at it, you realize that there is a thin line of smoke coming up from one of the giant ruts that took all his chainsaw ripped and through its armor and musculature.
Oh no, this beastie's smoking. I'm gonna start walking backward.
I'm gonna poke at it a little bit. At least look down in that hole. I mean, what's on fire down there?
You poke around with your blades to try and...
Yep.
Okay.
Specifically using the cuffs. Actually, no, I wouldn't be using blades. I'd be using the cuffs
tentacles.
with the tendrils. Yeah, so I don't have to stick my hands into it.
Oh, God. Not the meat wall. The only thing you can sort of sense is that the tentacles keep recoiling. Your lock-picking tentacles keep recoiling when they touch the creature, and especially the closer they get to the source of the smoke. They seem to be taking minor electrical shocks.
All right. Takala? Hey, Takala.
Yeah, he's over near the entrance.
Could you come here a minute? I kind of need your hands.
Sloshes back through this crap.
Oh, this part isn't sloshing.
Isn't all this water down here?
Yeah, you're up to your
no,
ankles in
yep,
water.
You're right. Right. It's backwards. I was thinking the edges were water. Yep. Could you grab here and just kind of pull it open?
Me, Tracy thinks this is a bad idea, but Takala.
Exactly. That's why I'm having.
course.
That's why I'm having Takala do it. I'm a rogue. I'm smart about this shit. Get the dumb
Alright.
guy to hold it open.
I'm gonna show Nomgath how strong I am.
Very strong. You pry open part of its body here.
Yeah, apparently the smoking part.
As you are prying through layers of muscle and tendon and shattered bone from your chainsaw, you see something that looks at first like a short, squat, compressed muscle, like a big red meaty slug that's in tension and flexing. And as you pull apart the folds around it, you see it stretch out suddenly, very thin, and as it does, a electrical charge is released across out of the organ and into your body, and it blasts you and Nomkath and Olbred.
Yeah.
Holy hell. Oh hell. No. I'm re-rolling that.
Hell yeah!
I'm using cat's luck on that. My one
Need a
time
reflex save.
There, that's better.
Nomkath, you dive completely clear. Olbred is electrocuted.
Hell yeah.
Doesn't he have resistance?
Nope.
Not versus electricity. Well, I don't think the staff provides you any, does it?
I don't believe so. Although it should.
I thought it did. All right. Maybe Olbren's the only one, or not, Ulfred's the only one's got any resistances on him.
Well, that I'm aware of, anyway.
Oh,
Die again?
if you had its mage armor up. Yep. And your save is, you rolled a 7.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I don't see anything that could save you. If you had mage armor up and you'd use the Shocking Grasp mage armor, you might have survived this, but no. The discharge of electricity is substantial enough to leave you at -43. You guys see Olbern fall backward against the wall,
Good Lord.
stiff as a board, and go limp. slamming down face first into the floor. Keep in mind, he was at low HP because he still had negative levels from the last time.
Fuck!
Not again.
Just put me in the truck. We'll deal with it later. I don't care.
Put me in the truck.
He's insta dead.
Yes. Well, does anybody have a breath of life? Actually, can Croctile
No.
do breath of life with the staff? Does the staff do breath of life?
I've got one of the hypo guns. That's all I got. Well, and wands.
Yeah. Croctile will help out by summoning a tornado onto you.
Well, I can at least get Tokala up right now. I think. Yeah, I still have a Cure Light Wounds left.
Nice.
I have some wounds on my body if you need them.
Yeah, you're more wounds than body at this point.
It's enough to get me to my feet. What the hell happened?
Not what I was expecting.
Oh, is Auburn dead?
Once again, yes, he is.
Good lord.
It seems like at this point we really should get some kind of insurance on this guy.
Do you know what the rates would be, though?
Who would insure him at this point? Lloyd's of London. 1 million
Lloyd's of
gold.
London. Yeah.
Just lie on the paperwork.
This is the last one I have for now.
Do you have any pre-existing death conditions? No. No.
Just ignore these negative levels. It's a temporary thing.
Well, I do have the one scroll left.
I got my wand. I got a couple of wands. I've got the hypo gun. Hold on.
I meant Scroll of Raised Dead.
Oh.
Oh, is Raised Dead like a real thing for this? I'm thinking of 5th edition where it's literally make a zombie.
No. Scroll of Raised
That's
Dead
anime-
is
yeah,
to...
that's anime dead here.
Okay.
I'm thinking next time we go to town, boys, we should really invest in a lot of raised dead stuff.
This is an example where the Hell's Vengeance party is really funny, because later on, when the cleric could cast Raise Dead, but the necromancer could actually make greater undead, and someone would, like Tim would die or Josh would die or someone would die, the cleric could be like, okay, I'll Raise Dead, and then Harrison would go, wait, but first hear me out.
Let me make my case.
I say bring him back if we can.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
I'm using our last scroll on this goofball.
Olbrin, it's not going to be... You're only dead for seconds this time, so it's not going to be quite as dramatic.
Okay.
You feel your soul leaving your body, and you're looking down on yourself, and you see the dwarf run over to you. Yeah, there's no sound to anything, you're just watching. And then you feel yourself being pulled back down into your body, and you can go if you wish. And experience life and death some more.
Oh, such a familiar experience at this point.
I was going to say, your character's only one away from matching your real-life exploits.
Pretty much, yeah.
Jesus.
Awful close to real life. Emergent getting real.
Nashville Hospital's like, can this fucker's insurance afford another Raised Dead scroll? I don't know.
Do we
Well,
sap
did you
him
find what you were
again?
looking for in there? You get in there?
Was that worth it? That's what he's asking. Probably not.
I don't know what we found. All I thought was a really bright flash.
It was definitely not what I was expecting either. I'm sorry about that.
Is that
Remind me.
going into
remind
Olbrin?
me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, where am I at HP wise?
You are now at 20, and you now
Oh,
have
really?
you now have 4. Well, hang on. You now have 4 negative levels,
4 negative levels. Good lord.
which
If we could
means
take, like,
you have 10 HP.
if we could take like 10 minutes, I could start tapping everybody with some healing.
All right, yeah.
Crocta also has the Staff of Healing. It has 50 charges and can do some resto.
That might be
Uh,
worth it.
Let's go ahead and get out of here then. It's like
I mean,
different area at least.
I say, have we explored all of this place?
I think we might have missed a couple of turns.
Well, I'm saying out of this room, you know, the water and all that sort of stuff.
Oh,
So there was nothing in there. We just got shocked for nothing.
Oh, you're not gonna. You want to take another look?
I mean, is it still smoking?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Takala, your sense was that this creature has an organ that stores and discharges electricity. And you triggered it.
We need jump.
Olbrin, you want a couple of hits off my nanite down here?
I'm good.
All right, pal.
So Carlos says he's gonna do some healing, so we'll see
Yeah,
what he does. And
I
then
have the wands of infernal healing. I just have a lot of them.
Yeah, I've got one too.
I got a wand of cure light. It's got like 44 or 29 charges left on it.
Yeah, mine's about the same.
As you guys pass back through these tunnels, this place feels really and truly dead. It felt like it was dying as you deactivated the power cells earlier. You destroyed one and sacrificed the other. And the walls are looking dull and lifeless. The sort of bioluminescence is dimming quickly. And the only light that's still in here is the light from the portal, still going strong.
Did you put the healing on me, Toby?
I did. The healing you did, I put it on you.
Yeah, cure and the infernal.
Yeah.
That portal is bothering the shit out of me, guys. I don't know what to do about it, but I don't like leaving it open.
Well, what
I
do you
don't
suggest?
really think there's much we can do. I mean, we need the big claws to try and do anything. I couldn't figure out how to turn it off.
Well, wait a minute. What about the claws from the big boy we just killed?
Would they fit?
I don't know.
Well, asking the DM.
Knowledge engineering. They look like they would.
Well, I mean, we can try.
McGinnis takes out his pocket tape measurer. Just pulls it out over the receptacle on the portal control and goes, yeah, that looks about right. And Nomcath, you do notice that the receptacle for the claw has some strange metal knobs on it that you think are there to absorb electrical current. So you think the claw inserts and then zaps the control box, and that sends the signal to unlock the portal or open it.
We'd have to get some sort of electricity on it too. Maybe I could jury rig the big battery to put enough charge through it. But that'd risk kind of destroying the battery.
Yeah, I'm out of electrical shit for the day. I can't help you
Yeah.
there.
Seems like a whole lot of electricity available in the corpse of that motherfucker up there, but I don't know if we want to touch it.
Yeah, I don't really know either. That was pretty bad. Like I said, maybe the high capacity batteries. I've got like a jury rig one of them to dump the whole charge into it. But again, I'm afraid it would damage the battery and I'd lose it.
Olbrin, don't you have any juice left?
I have nothing. I have absolutely nothing left. I can acid splash you. That's the extent of my danger. And it's
What about
crossbow. I'm real bad. I'm real badass with this crossbow right now.
What about
Alfred? Your shield.
Alfred's axe
Yeah.
shield? I mean,
Does
yeah.
you get the shock shield, right?
I
We could probably do that.
can try that.
All right. Those little metal knobs in there. If I remember correctly, his shield has like a baton that he uses to
Mm-hmm.
deliver that shock, right? Can we get the can we position the baton that would hit most most of those little knobs?
Yeah, you could also see that the claw would naturally come in contact with them if it were inserted into the console.
Yeah, we got that. But I'm just
So you can like electrify the claw and connect all of them.
yeah. All right. So that means we're gonna have to go cut one of those claws off and bring it back. All right. Let's go get
Only
it.
don't get close to the thing with the thing that might blow up in your face again.
No, that's on the back end.
Okay. I'm gonna
Alright.
stay here.
Yeah, that's right. You go ahead.
Isuma has lots
Okay.
of health. She will go supervise.
I'll go. I'm feeling pretty good.
The gunslingers
Alright.
will stand there with their guns out and provide overwatch from 20
Alright.
feet away.
So while Tokala's doing his 10-minute thing, I will go and try and chop off one of the claws.
Cool. I'm gonna start tapping people with the wand of infernal healing. I will give myself 9 more charges. I give Alfred 4 taps, I guess. Who else?
I'll need some, but I'll take care of it later. So what do I need to roll to harvest one of these claws?
Heal check would be best. Or survival.
Tell me, tell me.
Okay, survival I can do.
Yeah, I'll put that on you, Josh.
Thank you.
Okay. What are you using to cut open its body?
I am using my daggers because that's pretty much the only thing I've got that would be even remotely sharp enough.
They're +1 magic, I think.
+2.
They are able to cut the internal flesh, and lucky for you, Tokala basically trisected its outer carapace with the adamantine chainsaw. So you would not be able to dissect this creature with your daggers otherwise.
Even
As you
just pry
cut it
one of
apart.
the claws off.
Yeah,
I'm just looking to take one of the. After what happened to that organ, I'm not looking to dig into this thing. I'm just looking to crab claw one of these things off. You know.
the claws have exoskeletal armor, which is too tough for you to cut.
Okay.
Their internal musculature and stuff like that you can cut, and you do notice that they have a strange sinew that goes through them along with muscle and tendon and veins, conventional organic stuff. Looks like it carries the current.
All right.
It almost looks metallic. Looks like a biometallic kind of nerve.
All right.
But yeah, you might have to have Tokala come up here and chainsaw the claw off.
All right.
And just by touching it here and there, you notice the smoke is dying down, and you believe the electricity is discharged from the body, at least for the moment.
Okay. Do we want to try it? Since the charge is gone, do we want to try and harvest that organ? I mean, that could be valuable.
Let's do it. If it seems safe, why not?
Maybe not safe, but I'll try it. And then we'll have to get the call. I thought I could get my daggers in the joints of this thing and pry it off, but I'm wrong. So I'll have to get the collar back anyways.
Cool,
Well,
I'll watch from over here.
All right, I'll go
Assume
right here. So
positions with McGinnis.
I'll go right here, so we're in a nice line.
Lovely.
That way, if I get hit, I go straight back.
Oberyn gets 6 taps of infernal healing. Okay.
Holy shit.
You're about maxed but because currently your max is 90 HP due to negative levels.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm guessing survival to try and harvest the organ.
Heal check or survival, yeah.
I do not have heal, so not bad.
You can see where it's connected, and you separate all the sort of coating that's around it. There's a weird sort of fluid-filled sac that covers it, that it lives inside, and you see that it is a strange organ. It doesn't look like a liver or a pancreas or any other internal organ you've ever seen. But you can tell it is an internal organ because you feel like sneak attacking it.
Especially with the headband on.
Yeah. You're like, ooh, stab this thing. It looks so important.
All right, I will carefully wrap it up in some cloth.
And it is connected to a series of, you think about half a dozen little nodes or glands that come off of it that, again, your rogue's knowledge of where to stab people tells you these look like lymph nodes that are associated with this thing in some way.
How big is it?
It's about the size of a cantaloupe.
Sorry, no, God.
I was gonna say, does it look like I need to remove those with it, or are they?
They
just
look
separate?
related. They have that same metallic conduit going between them and it.
All right, I will try and harvest those as well. Do I need to make another roll?
Yes, please.
Better one.
Okay, you extract it.
All right. I said I will wrap them up in some cloth. Try to, and when I tuck it away, I tried to make sure it's not resting against anything metallic in my
Okay.
pack. All right, we'll have to go back and get after washing his hands off in this fluid down here because it's probably still better than the stuff that's on his hands. We'll have to go back and get Takala. I'll need his chainsaw to get the claw off.
Okay.
Hey, Takala, unfortunately, I'm gonna need your help with this.
Are the 10 minutes up of me sitting here healing?
Yeah.
Alright.
Namcat's been doing surgery in there and shit, man. Field dress and elk.
Alright, I could come help.
Yeah. Just gotta chop a claw off. I've got all of the stuff disconnected, so it should come off pretty good.
I wish someone else could hold the chainsaw, but I know... I know you two can't even really lift this thing.
I mean, Alfred could do it.
It's respecting your weapon. We understand. You know,
He's shorter, so he'd have a harder time with the angle.
Your weapon is important to you, and I'm going to respect the weapon by not just
That's what it is.
taking it and using it for you. You know?
We're all buying this excuse.
Roll a bluff check. Roll a bluff check on that shit.
That's some horse shit right there, yeah, clearly.
I'm gonna need you to hold the claw while I chainsaw.
There you go, bluff check.
Oh.
That was a half tip too.
Hell yeah.
Actually, a little auction. Namcat would hold the claw out for him. So yeah, just hit that joint right there.
Alright, I'll try to be accurate.
Well,
Roll an attack.
I'm pointing at like the elbow joint, so.
Takala accidentally flips on the super noisemaker mode.
In the gap. Oh, hell yeah.
There you go.
Wow. There it is. You saw clean through exactly where he points at and wants you to saw. Perfect.
Pulls it out. All right, cool. Thanks. All right. You know, we're kind of just doing this for Olbrin because he's the one who's so upset up at that portal. I would have left it, but yeah, you know, we do stuff for friends, right?
Oh, I thought we were gonna eat it.
Oh, no.
It's not deer shit.
Huh.
All right.
Oh, that reminds me. See, Suma, real quick, just.
Besides, there's a portal open. Who knows what else? What other heinous construct is going to come through that thing?
All right. So what I end up doing is I go and I reach into the end of the claw and pull some of those tendons out so they're hanging out a little bit, so they'll get better contact. I also kind of dig some of the meat out so there's kind of room to stuff the end of the baton inside of the shell.
Huh.
You know, doesn't like all the way. I'm not trying to make a sheath for it.
Huh.
I'm trying to get as much good contact as we can.
I'm just enjoying listening to you demonetize my YouTube channel. Josh is enjoying it too.
Yes, rather
Tracy,
much so.
Tracy has posted a picture of fresh lobster in the Iron Gods channel with some lemon slices.
It's kind of what
Hey.
in a sort of way, that's kind of what I was thinking. But
Yeah, no, Nomcat's just been to the weirdest seafood buffet ever. Did not enjoy. 1 out of 5 stars on Yelp.
All right. So
Anyway, serious face.
So once we get the properly prepared, we'll turn the heat on medium. No, I mean, I'll set it in place and say, "All right, Elbrin, do your thing."
Oh, what?
Ulfred, sorry.
I'm standing over here out of the way, far away from the thing. In case
No,
it
no, no.
blows up
You're
again.
the one who wants this done. You're gonna come over here with us,
I died twice, thank you, sir.
and we're doing this for you. So the least you can do is die with us again.
All right, so I unplug the thingy from my hammer, and I guess I jab it into the machine.
How much charge do you have in there? How much damage can it exert?
Well, I can't remember how it works, so.
Oh, well, let's take a look at your item.
I don't think you've ever used it, and you've absorbed a bunch of stuff. So I think it's still at full charge or close to it. Well, actually, also we charged up. We also charged it up when we were.
Yeah, we charged up all our shit. Yeah.
All right.
We were draining that sun.
Yeah, it recharges its battery by being blasted. Can deliver shocking grasps. Metal weapon connected to the end. Yeah, it holds like 10. It holds like a normal battery charge, and it delivers
Right.
1d6 shock on a touch. It's going to be dramatically less. I mean, you saw what hit Olbrin. The creature that normally activates this panel can exert an unbelievably high amount of electrical damage. This might just not be it. You guys try it though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You insert the claw physically, and then you hook up some of the electrode to it and run current through the claw, right?
Yep.
Okay. You see that there are a number of lights on the console, and as you do this, you see Ulfred kind of go, "Woo!" He's still holding the shield, so he doesn't take any damage, but he basically zaps himself with 1d6 electrical damage. And it zaps the console, and of these 6 lights, you see one of them ping on for a second, and then go dark again. Sort of fades slowly.
Crap. That's what I was afraid of.
What's wrong?
Not enough juice.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And
By your calculations, Nomcath and Ulfred, since you're both right there, you need to hit the console or hit the claw with at least 6d6 electrical damage at once.
Well, conveniently, I could do that.
Yeah, I can only do 5d6 at once. So, you're out of spells, right?
Yeah, if we want to rest for 2 hours, I can make it happen.
Yeah.
They are all kind of.
Josh, roll knowledge arcana.
Sorry, I'm not in the right spot.
Move your cursor from Pornhub back to Foundry, please.
Sorry.
You do still have the staff, and the staff does still amplify and focus electrical current that is run through it.
Okay.
So what he's saying is, we hook the staff. We put the end of the staff onto the claw, and we zap the other end of the staff.
That's some pretty jerry-rigged shit. You think that'll
Ulfred's
work?
shield through the universal cable of Ulfred's shield, which is connected to his hammer, into Olbrin's staff, the south end, with the north end of Olbrin's staff touching the inside guts of the claw, with the claw shoved violently into the console. Nothing but net.
I mean, flaw,
I like
I say none.
I
Did
see
somebody-
this
Did
as
somebody
an
take the
absolute
redneck
win.
trait? We're gonna
This is-
need that +2.
This is redneck rigging for sure.
We're gonna need that +2 on that roll.
You see Asuma passing out lab coats and safety glasses. Here you go. Here you go. Here's yours. Here's yours. All right. And then she and McGinnis take clipboards and they take 50 steps backward.
Okay.
Do we want to try this?
Hey, we come this far, right?
All right. You know what? While you guys are figuring out the angle, give me a second. I'm gonna go. I'll be right back. And I go and harvest some more of those metallic tendons,
Yeah.
so that we can get a better connection between the between the hammer
Roll
and the
survival.
staff. Because maybe if we do it that
This
way,
is-
there's less
this is what
likely
it's
they'll
come
shock
to.
us.
Namkath is cruising the neighborhood looking for street lights to strip the copper out of. He
Next,
comes
we're gonna
back
go.
with it.
Next, we're gonna go looking for catalytic converters.
Oh, there's one out in the truck. Guys, we're like 3 pieces away from starting a meth lab. Be rich.
I think that should be how we start the next campaign.
We need to cook. So, who's holding... I assume Ulfred's holding the shield and hammer to release the charge. Who then shall hold the staff?
We can't risk Olbrin.
He's only got
I
4
can hold
negative
it.
levels.
I'm at
Sit
90
here.
HP with 4 negative levels.
Olbrin, okay, let me ask you this. I don't know this magic stuff like you. Does it need magic to do it, or can somebody just hold it and it'll work?
Tobus?
Anyone can hold it, you believe.
I think
All
anyone
right.
can hold it.
I'll hold on to it. I've got the best reflexes. If something goes wrong, I'm most likely to be able to just drop it before I get hit hard.
Yeah, but you don't look like you're feeling so well, partner, and I feel fit as a fiddle. Why don't you let me handle that shit?
All right.
I'll stand with Asuma. You can handle my duct tape together staff.
No tape involved, just tendon. Although honestly, that could be a thing you put in here, Toby.
Yeah?
Roll of duct tape. Is it
yeah.
Universal glue, but in a strip.
We might just do that. I like that.
Then we'll get some serious jury rigging going.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Let's see. All right, we're ready to try this.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We've charged up the staff, charged up the shield. We are connecting it to the staff. We have our safety glasses and lab coats on. I see McGinnis holding the staff and Ulfred holding the shield and no one holding the claw.
Oh. All right.
I see an issue.
I will hold the claw.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's see. Make sure Ulbrin can enjoy the sound of this incredible
Oh, please do.
operation here. Okay. Ulfred, you want to do the honors of doing the zap? You can do /D 7d6, or you can activate your shield, and we'll just do the math after.
I was AFK for a second, but yeah.
Pretty crappy roll, unfortunately.
Okay. You see all 6 lights. The 5 of them come on strong, and the 6th one flickers for a second, and then goes on strong enough. And McGinnis and Ulfred, who are both directly in front of the portal, feel a rush of cold air come out of it, and they feel ever so slightly pulled towards it. It's not enough to move you, but it's like gravity shifts, and the portal tugs at you ever so slightly now.
Okay, that I don't think that worked. Is there a different set of controls we gotta do this on?
You can roll, I'll give a perception check to McGinnis and Ulfred. And Ulbrin, because you're watching close at hand.
Okay.
A little, way too close for Asuma's taste. She pulls you back a little bit.
Oh, thank you.
It is Alfred. You can roll perceptions.
Oh.
Okay. Ulfred, you gaze into the portal and you see a sort of... It's like you're looking through a piece of glass covered in snow. But you occasionally can see shapes through it. And it looks like you see some vast shape. Looks like shoulders with a very tiny head. Long. Too long. Unbelievably long arms that end in huge claws, clutching some tiny little square flat object held directly in front of its face. That's what you see through the portal. McGinnis can see it too. And you start to sort of hear a hum, a strange vibration coming from the portal. You think it actually is, in fact, now unlocked.
Okay.
Wait, is it?
Unlocked? I thought we were shutting this thing down.
Yeah.
I thought we were too.
Yep, you believe you have actually opened it.
Oh. Okay.
The shape that it's holding, does it match the description that we got from the dragon?
Could. Looks like a tiny little square.
Oh,
I think
that
that's what the
thing.
dragon was wanting one.
Yeah, I'd completely forgotten about it after all this time. How far away does that thing look in the portal? I mean, is it like Does it look like
15 or 20 feet.
and this thing's holding on to it, or is it like on his chest?
Holding it in its hands directly in front of its face. Again, this is a tiny head with, like, imagine a human-sized head with 10-foot wide, huge armored shoulders. It looks, you would say it looks like a robot, but you know that shape and that sort of aesthetic choice. It's some kind of Dominion machine. Not quite biological, not quite mechanical either.
What the hell?
Do we want that tablet?
It was important, and there's been important stuff on these tablets we found.
The dragon sure as hell wanted it.
Hey, McGinnis,
Mm-hmm.
do you think you could shoot it in the hand and make it drop the tablet?
You read my mind, pal.
Cause I got a thing. The reach lets me do mage hand. One for use of mage hand. Range of 25 feet plus.
Roll knowledge arcana or knowledge engineering. Either one will do. Krokta touches Nomkath with the staff. Heals for 35.
Hell yeah.
Does for herself also. Heals for 23. Who else is fucked up? Tokala's wandered off somewhere. Oh, there he is. He's around the corner, safe from any blast radius, with full health. Smart man. Look, you guys say he's the dumb one. Look at him.
So I rolled a 30 on my engineering check, and McGinnis rolled a 24.
What you are seeing is a visual representation of what is on the other side of this portal. If you shoot or throw something into it, that thing will get flung in a random direction, probably to the other side, but it will lose its velocity, meaning it will lose its speed and its direction. So there's no reliable way to shoot through it.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work.
You'd have to go through it.
Every once in a while, I run into a problem that shooting doesn't solve.
It's a pretty rare thing, but it really sucks when it happens.
That's
Yeah,
going in
I
the
agree.
quote book right there.
Holy shit.
If there's ever a space western, that quote's going in it.
Maybe you just walk right in there and pluck it out. Maybe you mage hand it out. I don't know.
We can
Or
try.
maybe you go in there and are never seen or heard of again.
I go over to Nomkath and tie a rope around him. Maybe I can pull you back in if you want to go in, Boya.
Yeah. Let's see what happens. All right. Here goes nothing, and I will go into the portal.
Where's
Okay.
Krokta when you need her? She was so ready to go into that sucker.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to split you guys up for this, so you'll just have to maintain your meta barriers. Nomkath, you are whisked into a tunnel of light that is blinding and warm, but not quite burning to your skin. You smell a variety of smells all at once, and you feel like a blast of warm air hit you in the face as you are pulled through this tunnel of light, and you hear just loud screaming noises of thunder cracks and wails and wind, and in a couple seconds it's over. You pop out the other side and you are in a small, much smaller room. It's a pretty big room for this cavern, but smaller than the place you just were. And before you is the strangest creature you've yet seen. And you've seen some strange ones in here. It is huge. It is floating above the ground. It has a sort of crab-like body, almost reminiscent of a Nathalgu, but you can tell it's made of Dominion tech, not flesh. And it has a strange, small, human-like face on the front of it, and long, spindly, tentacle-like arms clutching what looks like a datapad in front of its face. There's a strange field of energy around it. You can sort of see a yellowish hexagonal patterned bubble slowly turning around it. And it's just sort of levitating in the middle of the room with its claw-like legs retracted up against its body underneath it and clutching this tablet. And its eyes are closed, and it does not appear to pay you any mind.
Okay. So first things first, then I don't trust. Is this the energy barrier? As it appears solid?
You can't tell. You can see it. You can see it moving. So you know it exists in some capacity. Here, I'll go ahead and give everybody the visual of this piece of crap. Long armor-like ridges going back from its shoulder over the back of its body. Big puffy white side protrusions. Strange little armored plates over the legs with spines on them. It's just crazy.
Then what I'm gonna do then is I'm gonna use the reach to, since it looks like the edge of this is about 5 feet away from me,
Yeah.
basically just send those tendrils out and see if it contacts anything, or if this thing reacts to me crossing whatever that edge is if it's not solid.
Okay. Go ahead and move into it.
Well, I'm not moving. I'm using the reach.
Oh, you're reaching in. No, there
I'm
doesn't
using
seem
the-
to be
Okay.
doesn't seem to be anything tangible to them.
Okay, and it doesn't react to me?
No.
Okay. So I will very slowly and carefully, as soon as I cross that barrier, I stop and look for reactions.
Okay. None currently. It looks like it is in deep meditation. You don't think it's sleeping.
How high up is the tablet?
With the creature holding it about 10 feet off the ground.
Okay. I will move here, and then I'll use Mage Hand to see if I can lift it up out of its grip. Very slowly, very carefully, like I was picking somebody's pocket.
Okay. That will be a mega sleight of hand check.
Fortunately, I have actually put some points into that. Quite a number of points, actually.
A mega result, my friend.
You start to get a grip on it. You're using the tentacles, right?
Yes.
And
It would
as
go
you
with Mage Hand.
as you do so, you realize that the creature's hands have probably 7 or 8 what to you recognize as universal power conduits, and they are all plugged into the various data jacks on the sides of the datapad. It is so wired into it, you would have to disconnect all of those things to take it out of its hands. And its hands are huge, long, thin fingers made of what you realize is glaucite. This thing is like a giant adamantine golem. It's probably immensely strong and has a death grip on this thing.
Chainsaw.
Grease! We need
Don't
10
go.
greases in here.
I feel like Grease is the better answer.
Okay, so those fingers, are they like solid segmented fingers and just kind of pressed in, or looking more like cable, like where I might be able to unplug them without moving the fingers?
You don't think you could unplug them without moving the creature. They're part of it.
That's what I was trying to figure out the design.
As you look a little closer, the insides of its arms, when you look at an organic, you look at Tokala's arms, you see veins and muscles underneath. He's pretty ripped and he lives out on the desert. He's lean, so you can see his musculature and tendon structure. You're looking at the wrists and arms of this thing, and you see what look like huge hydraulics to make it immensely strong, massively thick, supported bone structure and exoskeletal armor plating, and amongst that, lots of wires. Lots of cables coming from this. It is connected to this thing in a very, very meaningful way.
Yeah, there's no way I'd be able to pull this thing off of it. We're gonna have to cut our way through it, and that's gonna be the chainsaw. So basically you can see Nomcath moves up there, tries a few things, probably spends about 5 minutes total, kind of poking, prodding, looking, very slowly, very carefully before he walks back. And just as partially as an experiment, he stands there at the portal. Can you guys hear me from over here?
They cannot.
Okay.
They do vaguely see you moving around, although it's like they're getting like 5 frames per second of you. You sort of twitch and move around the room in unnatural ways from this side. And when you look through the portal, you see them kind of gaping at you from the other side in blurry, snow-covered window fashion.
Next week, then I pull out my communicator and try that to see if I can reach them that way.
Okay.
Hey, can you guys hear me through this? Over.
You guys hear your communicators fire up. Shh. You hear Nomcath talking to you on them.
You reach
I
it?
read you, pal. Couldn't hear you before, but the communicators seem to work.
Cool. I didn't want to cross too many times over this thing. So basically, this looks like some sort of star metal golem, and it's kind of plugged into it. It hasn't paid. I haven't like crawled on it or anything, but it's not paying any attention to me. I don't know if it'll wake up if we do anything, but at the very least, we're gonna have to cut its hands off to get at that pad. It's plugged in there solid.
Nomcath, roll perception.
Running perception.
You hear a murmur from it, and you instinctively, your ears turn, your eyes turn, and you look at it out of the corner of your eye, and it hasn't moved. It's absolutely stone still, and its eyes are still closed, but its face moved. Its little tiny human face twitched, like it winked one eye really hard while it was asleep or something, and you see its mouth moving, and you perceive it ever so quietly say, again. Then it gets quiet again.
What? Did you hear something, Nomcath?
Yeah, it said something about again. It's not. Maybe it's responding to me talking. Anyways, why don't you guys go ahead and come on over? It's a little bit of a weird ride, but it's safe.
Alrighty.
Say so.
And I will clear the way for everybody.
Okay. Who all is it going?
I'm already through.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll make sure nothing happens on this side.
I've died twice. I don't know if I'm able to help with this bastard.
I just don't want something sneaking over closing the portal.
Given
That would
everything we
suck.
had to go through to do it, I don't think we can.
Now, could I open it if they did? No. But I'll be here to remember you guys.
As we slowly starve to death on this side. Alright, once people are here and I got a little more backup, I'll actually move up.
Izuma steps through and looks at the creature, and you see her shudder and she says, I've seen this creature before in nightmares that were not my own.
What does it do?
It causes pain over and over again. It's really no different from the chitin, just a different type of tormentor. Specialized, maybe even constructed for a specific purpose.
It's definitely constructed. That's the cloud kite. The anatomy's all wrong for something alive. Its fingers are literally plugged into the data pad.
I don't know that I want to tangle with this thing.
10 knowledge planes, not super good, Olbrin. You've never seen or heard anything like it. You're looking at it through the portal. Are you coming through with your mighty crossbow, or are you just watching with Tokala?
No, not yet. Just watching with Tokala currently.
Okay. You and Krokta and Tokala are watching from portal side. I'll leave Enrique here. I think normally he would probably come in, but maybe this will be the one time he survives the party deaths. You know?
Exercises caution.
Yeah.
I mean, how badly do we want this damn tablet? I'd kind of like to get out of here with my skin. I feel like I dodged death 3 or 4 times already. I don't know if I got a 5th. I'm not a cat.
Well, maybe if we find our mysterious benefactor, they may have some insight. I don't know either. I'm kind of at a loss. I'm pretty much useless right now for everybody.
Here's the 2 pieces that I'm thinking of. One, it was a tablet like that led us here.
Correct.
2, that, mind you, hijacked, but still Dragon wanted it.
Correct.
It's important. But if the rest of the party says they don't want to mess with it, I'm not going to make a big fuss about it.
Here's how I see it. It's a Dominion bastard. We don't like the Dominion. We smash it.
Huh.
Complex reasoning.
Huh.
I mean, I agree with you, but we are in pretty bad.
Checkmate, libs.
Just own those libtards.
Just owned them. Fighting the adamant golem to own the libs.
I mean, I'm happy to put a bunch of rounds into this bastard if he wakes up, but I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be enough. They have a way of getting in my head.
Well, okay. So our first goal to doing all this shit was to find possibly Cassandra, if she's still alive or exists in any form. Correct?
Or something that she might have left behind.
Correct.
We know she got out because Zoud had recorded conversation with her. So I don't know if we'll actually find her here, although I keep hearing that woman. So it makes me wonder.
And McGinnis, you had contact with something, right? When you touched the walls?
Oh boy, that was a mind job. I don't know what the hell I was talking to, but I was trying to break through, trying to get a hold of something. I mean, she's in here somewhere. Her consciousness is in here somewhere.
Maybe, I mean, Azuma says this is a special kind of torture. Cassandra Lee was in an android body. This thing's plugged into a mechanical device. Maybe she's trapped in the pad?
Yeah, I suppose it could be. Tokala, we're gonna need you in here, buddy.
Didn't we find her body?
Yeah, we found her body, yeah.
But we know from the conversations talking about Hellion and his family about their consciousness that got split off and put into things. You know, keeping it in fantasy terms. So, you know, maybe she got extracted, or there's stories about spells of cloning people and copying people. You know, maybe something similar.
If you think she's in there, I'm ready. And he'll step through the portal, but he's gonna close his eyes.
Acrobatics check, not to trip over McGinnis.
Olbrin, just you and Crocta on the other side.
Well, if Tokal is in, I'm in.
Crocta says she'll keep an eye on things over here.
We might need grease.
Well, we're fucked because I got no grease. I got nothing. I got a crossbow.
You don't have a backup wand of grease? What are we even doing?
I used the emergency grease on Olbrin.
He did. We're all greased out, boys.
That's true.
No, I got one container left to ooze grease.
Ooh.
We'll be fine.
Okay. The backup.
You guys have saved so much shit from the choking tower. So much shit. You were all just stuffing your pockets the whole time, going, "Fucking hate this place. Fuck, give me that ketchup packet. Takes it fucking. Give me mayo packets. I need it all."
Hey, I got both the data pads still, so.
All of your characters are basically that drawer in the kitchen full of soy sauce.
I've got a lighter. I've got a flashlight.
Time to take this thing's hands.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Make sure. I don't think I have anything that can help.
I'm gonna pull out my map. Oh. Okay.
Oh, shit!
Do another one.
All right.
You essentially perform a coup de grace on the machine. It can't insta-die from it, but it does take the auto crit. Whoops, I just applied that to everyone.
Yeah, I was about to say, why is our health
Everybody,
going down?
everybody restores 73 damage. Sorry, I had everybody select. Foundry's so cool. Love the way it does that. Actually, yeah. Go ahead and fix that. On yourselves, please. And Takala starts sawing into it, and you see its eyes flip open immediately. And you can all roll initiative. Isuma.
Hey, look at me. I'm up at the 20 mark.
Whoa.
And still the sixth person on the.
I know. It's bullshit.
Guinness, you see it recoil from Takala's chainsaw, and immediately, just as soon as he starts cutting into it, the eyes flick open and the face makes a shockingly expressive face of absolute anger and indignance. It looks deeply insulted that Tokala would dare interrupt whatever the hell it was doing. And for the rest of it being very robotic, it's strange that the face has such exaggerated emotions, but that's what it does. And it immediately, the cables retract from the tablet, and the tablet slides up the inside of its wrist and locks, like slides into its wrist between its arm bones and locks into place there. And then it opens its fingers into long, clearly bladed claws made of glaukite.
Did my net roll, Toby?
It did. You're in 25. Pretty quick.
Okay.
It's McGinnis, Asuma, then you.
Okay.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to take it.
Okay. You blast it. Its touch AC is not so good. Blam, blam, blam. You see the glazer light it up. You see burn spots on its body and electrical sparks thrown, damage. It definitely suffers the glazer damage. Let's see. Isuma immediately pulls it. She had her rifle out ready to go, and she loads it up with a burst. Rapid shot, point blank, deadly aim, give me the good stuff. And she does 19, 26, 21, 24, and you notice that it is reducing much of the damage she does. Dichotomy of this character is she's so good versus Dominion, and they're so good versus her gun. Olbrin, time to take the greatest shot of your life.
Hell yeah.
Good shot.
Ka-cheer! It bounces off of its face. You see it kind of glare at you for an instant.
I give it the drow sign for fuck your mother.
Wow. It immediately flies into a fury of claw attacks. Striking... It's going to go for Tokala both times. I think that misses, though. He is a 23. That is a 21. It rolled a 3 to hit. So he is okay.
I got hit with the 33 there.
Yeah, the 33 gets you, but it's not a crit, so you don't have to worry about that sunder shit.
Yeah.
You can tell, though, this thing hits... I mean, it hits as adamantine, and it has clearly the intent to annihilate you and your equipment. You think if it rolled a crit, it could even tear up your chainsaw.
Oh!
Oh, no! Are there any other bonuses on these?
+2 for flanking, +2 for the headband that he is being flanked.
So 4 more?
Yep.
Okay.
And
That
if
is...
this counts as a robot, then another +1.
Oh, that gets you an extra hit. So 1, 2... You have 2 hits. And you get sneak attack. It has vitals. Okay.
And it is now at -2 AC for everybody for 2 rounds.
Okay, that will bring it down to 26 AC, and it is...
Alright. I can't risk this thing damaging my chainsaw. How much? Okay, I've got 3 sacred left. I'm gonna use one right now to keen my chainsaw.
Hell yeah. Did we ever unkeen it last time?
I did, yeah.
You
I
did,
gotta
okay.
redo it right now.
I'll make you a separate attack that has keen, okay?
That'd be real nice. So,
Oh, it'll only
manually
take a
going
second
back
here.
and forth.
Watch this. Keen. And then 15. Boom. It's done. Now when you activate your chainsaw, you'll get the choice.
Cool.
And I'll return your normal one to not keen. It's already done. Okay, good.
Alright, so adding keen. Cool.
So that means you need to update the audio for the keen one to do the anime twinkle sound. You know what I'm talking
Okay,
about?
we can do that.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, right?
I think so. You turn the chainsaw past the claws. You like sort of pull it defensively away from these monstrously huge adamantine claws, and then drive it straight into the body and start peeling layers of armor off of it.
And can I scare it?
You could try. You see it actually kind of recoil from you. It is intelligent. It wants to continue existing, and you just chainsawed it with an adamantine blade, which most things can't really hurt it. It has like a base DR of 20 versus everyone but you.
Great.
And you look like you've scared it. Legit.
Is that enough to do the Cornigan smash thingy? It's 10 plus HD plus wisdom.
You make an intimidate check. Oh, I thought that's what allowed you to do the intimidate check immediately.
Yeah, it is. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's shaken. Yeah,
Okay, great.
for
Just
sure.
making sure.
Yeah, let me put it on him because Foundry has a nice little option for that. Boom.
All
I'm sure
right.
you can find a better version of what I found, but yeah, that's the sound effect I'm thinking of in Foundry.
Oh, in Discord.
Discord, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, we could do that.
You could probably find a better version of that, but
I'm gonna try out my new axe here.
Oh. Now that's a damage type that could actually penetrate its DR. Okay, you go slashing into it. And the electrical it ignores. But you slash into its legs and it falls forward into another grievous chainsaw wound from Tokala, and Nomkath is stabbing it away at its guts, and it falls forward in a heap. It's dead.
I like this thing.
He didn't hang around long.
all right. Let's see if we can get that pad out. That's gonna be the hard part.
Do you want to do it the safe way, or are we taking his arms?
Honestly, Toby,
Yeah?
should I make an engineering roll on this to see whether there's any way we can pry it out without damaging the pad, or would it be better just to take the arm with us back to Torch when we have better tools?
You could do a disable check.
Alright.
I mean, he's made a Glaukite. Maybe we just want some of that to go with it. Stuff seems pretty rare.
It is.
That's true.
Ooh, I am making a new armor with all those
You are.
scales.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
And the-
yeah,
and
boy!
And the chitin
It's
shell.
the arm.
Yeah, this would be great. Is this stuff like lighter than normal?
It's comparable if you can harvest it. It's harder to it's as hard to harvest as adamantine or worse because it's alloyed into its current shape, and if you melt it down it tends to lose its properties, the processes. It like your adamantine is valuable even if it melts down to nothing because it just is that material, but this is technically inferior materials with a space age level process that makes it the equivalent. So it's tough to repurpose with your current tech level, but it might still be valuable to take. You could certainly take the claws, the hands, and maybe do something with them.
Alright, well, we're taking the hands anyways then.
There
Let's
you
do
go.
that.
You saw off the hands, the chainsaw will do it. Although you notice that there are some sparks thrown when you cut this with your chainsaw, and some of the teeth are slightly dulled. One of the few things that can actually affect your saw.
I'll have to get that looked at when we get back to Torch.
Also, as it slumps over, you can see that it's standing on this sigil in the ground,
Hail Hydra?
which is a skull with a bunch of tentacles coming out of it.
Which looks a lot like that those armbands I have.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. And you extract the tablet?
Can I knowledge religion on that symbol?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Tokala to the rescue. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, one more point than you. Suck it.
So humble. You guys agree this is You fought the Dominion. You fought the Dominion's leaders. The Netalgu feel like they're the Dominion's like wizards or clerics. The thing you fought earlier feels like some sort of regional commander or demigod of the Dominion, some super powerful hive mind being. But this symbol on the ground is their actual deity they worship. And the closest thing known on Galarian to it is called the Dark Tapestry, which is sort of a pantheon of gods that are out in the void. Nobody knows what they want or what they do, but they're older than the old gods, and they're never good. The whole pantheon's pretty well chaotic evil.
And we found that one altar down in one of the areas that the bracers that I have reacted to. And remember, I wouldn't even go in there. So, all right. Shall we go ahead and get out of here? I don't.
Let's scram. Yeah.
You grab the tablet?
Yep.
Knowledge
Is there a
engineering check.
fungus?
Is there a bungus? I was going to ask this in every room forever. McGinnis and Nomcath, you look at this thing, and it's not a regular data tablet. It's around the same size. It's a little bit thicker, but the technology involved is so much different, so much more advanced. Even though it's off, the screen goes black, and you see no activity from it. It has multiple universal ports on the sides of it, and it is just an entirely different device than you have seen before.
I'm not gonna mess with this here. This whatever this is, it'll hold until we get someplace better. I will go ahead and grab this. Here's
I might need to make that into a container for you to grab it.
yeah.
Let me do that. Boop. Close it and reopen it.
There he goes. Dick. All right.
Okay.
So I'll mess with this later when we got some quiet and some safe place. Let's get out of here. I don't know if we want to check out. It looked like I want to say there's a couple other small places we didn't look at. We can look there, or we can just get the hell out of here. Whatever you guys want.
Come this far. Let's make sure we got everything. I want to
All right.
not discover something good that was helpful.
Oh, who do I put this creature's organs on? Who has them?
I have it.
Okay.
Remember I said I bundled them up in some cloth and carefully put them.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll protect you from whatever awful shit they do. That sound believable? Okay, this is in your inventory as lump of flesh. You're welcome.
All right.
And this is also in your inventory as lump of flesh. You have two different lumps of flesh. Okay. So back through the portal?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, do we close the portal, destroy the portal, destroy the machinery? What? Just fuck it? Don't worry about it?
I say just fuck it.
Okay.
Leave it just like this. Maybe once the power runs out of everything else around here, it'll shut down, and that'll be the end of it.
You look at the console and you see that the 6 lights are slowly going out one by one, and the portal itself appears to be very slowly, almost imperceptibly shrinking.
I like the signs of that. All right, let's check the rest of
That's
this place
what she
out.
said.
Make sure we haven't missed anything. What?
What? She
What?
liked the sounds of you imperceptibly shrinking? I don't know.
Oh, good lord.
Okay. This place is huge, and it will take you guys a while to token bop around. Do you want me to just slide you somewhere?
Sure. Yeah. The places I see is there's down here, here, and that probably doesn't go anywhere. That's probably just the crossover.
Well, in the sake of getting on to our phase 2 here, I'm going to tell you that you have checked every room pretty well.
Okay.
You've defeated any enemies of note. There might be a few shotgun spiders stuck in the walls here and there, but nothing that's much of a danger. Except to Olbrin, who would be soloed by a shotgun spider in his current predicament. 4 negative levels and no spells.
We never went down here.
Yeah, I see some cylinders down here.
The little stasis chamber? You went there first.
Okay. Oh, it just didn't.
That's where the orcs were?
There's a couple of groggy orcs stumbling out of there.
Oh,
I remember now. Yeah, that's just part of
It's
this.
Tokala's army.
That's right. I need to make sure they get back to scrap wall.
Yeah, 2 naked orcs with like 8 points of all stat damage and no
What?
memory of the last 6 months. So that's his army.
Okay, not too loud, okay? Because then I can't.
Anybody have spare weapons I can give these guys?
Oh, they can't even hold him right now.
Yeah,
Fine.
The spare weapons we have are mostly guns in the Nomad.
Takala's gonna growl at them. Get in the trunk.
With the corpse.
What's a trunk?
Now.
Oh,
He doesn't even explain.
you see they climb up.
Shoving them.
The front wheels are like 6 foot diameter, like giant monster truck wheels on this thing, and there's a huge well inside each of them where the lug nuts are. And they look at you, and you intimidate them with your 28, and they each crawl inside one of the front hubcap like wheel wells and crouch there. They will, without doubt, be crushed to death if the vehicle moves 5 feet. Stupid orcs don't understand technology.
Explain it to them. I don't have the patience.
Isuma helps them. She opens the door, shows them a seat to sit in the back, and gets them buckled in and hands them a ration and some water.
I don't see the lumps of flesh in my inventory.
Shit. I do.
If I hit the search filter for lump or flesh, it doesn't come up.
Oh, that's
I
because
see
they're not
them.
actually called that, yeah.
Oh, okay, I see him now.
They're not identified. If
I see
you
'em
if
now.
you type organ, oddly they'll filter because their actual name is something organ.
All right, I got him now.
Yeah. Here's some reading materials. Praise Gorham. What are you handing them? These orcs that can barely read common.
Just, it's not writing, it's all pictures.
It's an orcish picture book about Gorham.
Yeah, it's Watchtower for Gorham.
It's basically like a series of heavy metal album covers from the 70s. It's just nothing but naked barbarians wielding swords.
Just Frank Frazetta, velvet painting. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
This is my religion.
It's called See Gorham. See Gorham Smash.
Guys firing up the truck and leaving?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
We saved the area. We're heroes.
So you guys fire up the truck. You see the orcs have an incredible moment of panic and fear as it finally fires up to life and screams. And we will go to the map screen. Let's see. Scar of the Spider. And what is our destination?
Well, I think we're pretty much done here. So where does Azuma want to go? I don't think she's gonna want to come with us. if at least we can drop her off wherever she wants to go.
She looks at you kind of confused and says, I didn't think we'd ever. She says, I don't know. I'll go wherever you guys go for a while.
Well, we can take you to Torch.
We have a
We got
man.
this great house
Yeah.
and a great cook
Where do you meet Reginald?
and Chug.
I pulled a Reginald.
Oh my god! You gotta meet Jug.
Oh, Chug. I pulled a Reginald on the group today. I had to run D&D for a class, a narrative class today, to show them how they could use it for narrative ideas. And I gave him a Reginald NPC who spoke to them in one accent and manner, and then spoke in a completely different way when he didn't know they were looking. I acted like I was just an insane person. It was pretty great.
I still think it's funny you're teaching classes with D&D.
Yeah, the fiction classes had a good time. There was a class today that they just ran away with ideas. They were, they even had a name for their campaign, which was Can of Smells.
Okay.
Yeah. It all took place on a Greyhound bus outside Peoria, Illinois, on its way to Chicago. It was full of fantasy characters, modern characters, wizards, beings of pure smoke. And
All right.
they got in a fight over one of the characters' lost mail truck with a gnomish biker gang called the Gnomads. And the gnomes did not ride. I said, so the gnomes ride tiny little motorcycles? And they said, no. 3 gnomes together ride one motorcycle, working as a team. This is what a whole room full of like people who've done nothing but creative writing for 5 years come up with when you just turn them loose in D&D. They went berserk.
Do you plan on teaching at PSU anytime soon? I
No.
need to take this class.
Well, the project next semester will involve injecting other disciplines of learning into a D&D game.
Nice.
I'm going to do a Starfinder game where the players are on a ship and every planet they go to will be written by a different game master from a different department. So far I have sociology, linguistics, anthropology, political science, and of course the creative writing department on board to write different areas. It's going to get pretty weird.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I'm getting college credit for doing it, so I'm basically getting paid an unimaginably valuable thing. I get paid in hours that I don't have to go to regular classes.
Hell yeah.
You all understand how valuable that is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Meanwhile, at my school, the best we have is that philosophy teacher doing vampire ERP.
Ooh, that's rough.
You saw that poster, right?
I think so. Basically every philosophy major I've ever met seemed like a Vampires the Gathering player to me. They're all pretty
It was a
weird.
D&D thing, but it specifically said ERP on it, and I'm like, yeah, no, thank you.
I would be so in.
What is
Yeah,
ERP?
fuck it. It's better than regular.
Erotic role playing.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
what Toby does on the side.
Exactly.
It is not.
Exactly, Josh. Exactly.
It is not. Not that kind of GM.
Lord.
So where do you guys park? Do you go back to your little haunted campsite? Do you drive all through the night to get to Mad Peter's? You go back to Binox?
I think we go to our campsite because we're all pretty beat up, and it's already pretty decently set up for camping out for a day or two to heal up if we need to.
Okay.
Yeah, plus I'm anxious to take a crack at that data pad as soon as possible.
Yeah. So, after we, get settled in and all that sort of stuff, I guess the first thing I would do is check to make sure if this thing has power or if it needs power.
It can be powered. It is some advanced type of battery itself, you think. And it currently has no power. In fact, you think it was probably being powered by that monstrous thing that was tormenting it.
That's what I figured. I will take one of the batteries and one of our universal adapters and plug it in.
You notice that it has a socket. You can actually just plug a battery straight into it.
Okay, then I will just plug the battery straight into it.
Okay.
Is there a screen on it or anything like that?
It is a screen. The whole thing is a screen.
Okay.
So let's see. We find. Oh, that's what happened.
Because otherwise, I'd be handing out the VR helmets and Tokala and
Oh boy.
Ulfred's already built-in jacks, and we can get the 4 of us in there.
I said we do that anyway.
Might end up being easier. We'll see
Okay.
we'll see what happens on the screen first.
Let's have a pick a person, make them your knowledge engineering. Everybody else assist. Let's see how high we can get.
I will do the main because I think I'll get the highest knowledge engineering right now.
I'm sure that's accurate. And I'm re-logging in.
Okay.
Something wonky with my Shootin.
Ooh, 31 for me.
I rolled for Ulfred. Ulfred assists. McGinnis assists. Isuma assists. Yeah, you're almost to 40. Nomcat, this is not technically a datapad in the sense that the way you explain it, since Tokal is present, is that the datapad stores information. That's it. It's just like a book. It's just a really modern version of Tokala's Book of Beowulf, really no different. This thing is different. This has incredible processing power. It has incredible short-term, long-term memory. It has incredible transceiving communications array built into it. It can convert power from multiple sources. It has a dozen other major components that you have no concept of what they do. And you manage to find the androphen written on it that identifies it as a compact AI core. And recalling what little you've read about them or learned about them, and you piece together with the whole party putting this together, is that a compact AI core is a flat sheet of semi-translucent pale blue material. It's 10 inches wide, about 20 inches long, contained in a frame of adamantine and orichalcum. Probably mispronounced that. One of the narrow ends of the device, yeah, thank you, features a small touch-sensitive panel and several sockets to connect to external devices, although you believe it can communicate with most electronic devices wirelessly if they have that capability within a pretty good range, 60 feet. The primary purpose of this device is to house a staggering amount of data needed to store an artificial intelligence, meaning a full brain, sort of thinking, arguably living thing, without compromising or degrading its core programming. Most processors capable of storing this amount of data are significant in size, but this one is compact and it is of untold value because of that. And it has 3 sockets that would accept memory facets, which match those little gemstones you guys carry and wear as necklaces and shit.
Yeah, I got 2 of those. We know what one of them does.
Well, that's promising.
Yeah.
This could be exactly what we're looking for.
Yeah, it could be. Obviously we figured out that it's intended to hold an AI. Can we tell if it's occupied without plugging in?
Nope.
All right. I guess this means we go in. Who wants to go with me?
I'll go.
All right.
Well, you'd have to power it first, or are you? I'm sorry, I
did,
thought. Oh, you put in a battery.
Yeah.
Okay, my mistake. I thought you were asking if you could do anything with it without powering it.
Nap while you guys are doing that.
The moment you power it on, you see lights flicker around it, and you see the darkness on it, if anything, deepen. Nothing appears in it, but the screen now looks like a portal into the abyss. It stops reflecting light and just, it's blackness. And is Suma's rifle and McGinnis' laser pistol and Ulfred's shield and Tokala's chainsaw, all the technological weapons nearby, all simultaneously. You hear they all eject their cartridges and are empty, and their safeties flip on.
Holy shit.
Okay.
And
what-
you see a pair of green, glowing eyes looking at you from inside the tablet, from what looks like 10 feet away in the darkness. It's like a tiger looking at you in the dark, just glaring at you.
I don't know how this thing works. Can you see me? Can you hear me? And I kind of wave at the screen.
You see a number of different things activate and move around the edges of it, like little panels sliding open and little apertures opening up. And you feel it sort of moving in your hands. It doesn't like jump out of your hands, but it's like it's got a gyroscope in it and it wants to turn a certain direction. Do you allow it?
Yeah, I'll let it.
This causes you to hold it up in front of your face, and the darkness lightens into a blue sky, and you see a beautiful woman staring back at you from inside the tablet, and so do you guys on the other side. She looks out at both sides of it.
Hot damn, Namcath.
Does she look like the android body we found?
Yes.
Sandali?
She says yes. Namkath.
Yeah, that's me. How do you know?
The Dominion told me.
Oh, all right. Those things. I tend to try and forget about them.
She looks
You're
calm, thoughtful. She's sort of... The panel that's facing you, Namkath, appears to be just looking straight into your face, and the panel that's looking at you guys appears to look at each one of you in turn for a couple seconds.
You're safe now. We got you out of there.
I know. Thank you.
Yeah. We found your other pad back at the tower, and he kind of digs through his pack a little bit and pulls up the one that basically led us here.
She says, the recording of my death.
Well, there's not that. It's also kind of tracks where you've been and all that sort of stuff.
Her face very suddenly changes, and she gets kind of like a smile or a playful look on her face for a second, and she says, it's kind of a dark thing to greet someone with, isn't it? She smiles at you, and then she goes back to a very placid look on her face suddenly.
Namkath kind of winces and just, I just wanted to know that we were, we found you, and then we found you again, and we've been looking for you.
You see her brow furrows, and she looks kind of angry and malevolent at all of you for an instant. She says, thanks.
Well, you're welcome.
She returns back to being kind of placid.
I thought the androids had weird expressions.
Every time her face changes, it's like an actor changing characters. She seems to change fully. Her eyes, the way she holds her face, the way she speaks. It's like talking to several different people.
Yeah, like she's copying somebody else's expressions.
Yeah, but they seem pretty real. They pass the sense motive check for sure. They're all really her.
Yeah, they're her, just her way of expressing them seems a little over the top and fake.
It's a little clunky.
Yeah. We this all kind of started with us coming across Hellion. And so we know a little bit about your family, and well, we kind of took care of Hellion and all that. That really hurt.
You killed him.
Well, yeah, McGinnis did.
She says yes. And the screen that's facing McGinnis looks directly at McGinnis and says, yes, he killed my brother.
He winks at her and gives her a charming grin. He had it coming.
And we learned a little bit about Unity and how they're tied in with the Technic League and all that sort of stuff. And there was hints that you had something that might be used against Unity.
She's sort of still staring at McGinnis from the backside of the tablet, and she sort of squints and she spits somewhere off screen. No spit comes out of her mouth, and she goes, "Sometimes a dead brother's better than no brother at all."
Took the words right out of my mouth.
And she goes back to normal. She says,
Good girl.
"I don't have anything. I don't even have a body. I'm just this copy of me trapped in here."
Yeah. Unfortunately, your other body was pretty in bad shape when we found it, and well, now it's kind of buried under a bunch of rubble. So I don't think we can get back to that.
It would do me no good. It is not my body anymore.
Do we know of a way we can get you another body?
She says, "I."
Go ahead.
She looks thoughtful, off into sort of the middle distance, and says, "I don't really want one." She goes back to normal.
Well, okay. You said you were trapped in there. I thought I'd offer to see if we could try and help.
She says, I've known only pain for years. Now that's gone. I can think again. I can sense again. I'm catching up."
Anything we can do to help?
She sort of gets kind of a smug and sarcastic look on her face and says, "Well, my fucking battery's about to die again."
I check it. Is it that low already?
Yeah, you put 10 charges in and she's used 1.
Oh.
If you put a whole battery in, then it's already 10% gone.
Alright. Yeah, you're kind of going pretty fast through it, but I mean, I got a couple of these bigger ones that'll last you for a while, but we don't really have a reliable way of charging them, just to let you know.
She says, she looks around and you see her screen sort of look away from you, and it's some sort of surface. It's almost like there's a surface inside the tablet with her, and she looks at it and you see a wall of text fly by, Androphin, too fast to read.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, "I'll just cut some processes here." And you see them just disappearing.
Okay.
Kill Windows Defender.exe. Kill Windows Explorer.exe. Kill Chrome. Kill all 35 Chrome. Kill Chrome tabs. Kill Chrome. And she just shuts down various parts, and you hear the weapons go flip back into, or they can now be flipped back out of safety mode. And some of the devices that she had opened up, the apertures she'd opened up, and her face disappears from the backside of the tablet, and she says, "This will stretch it out a bit."
Okay. We'll do what we can. Like I said, we've got some good sized batteries here, but just we don't have a reliable way of charging them right now.
You see her like lower her chin down like a woman trying to make a voice deeper than hers. She goes, "You got any robots?"
Not around. Excuse me.
She
I know
gets
one
kind of
around here, but
She gets kind of a pretty smile on her face and says, "Let me know if you find any robots. I like robots. I like fucking with them."
actually, I know where there's a number of them.
Olbrin signs to Numbcats. Binox and his crew.
Yeah, he kind of nods. Yeah, I mean, Actually, we could take you to where there's a few of them, now that I remember them. We could probably do that tomorrow. It's a bit late. We gotta sleep.
Okay. Let us sleep, and let us pause the session there. You guys have defeated the ghost. You've killed the Dominion. You've fuck stomped the Migos, sent them packing back to space. You have defeated the Scar of the Spider and finish book 4. And you level up.
And we ran off the serpent. The sea serpent.
Oh yeah, the sea serpent is actively avoiding you. It's sending you to voicemail every time.
So, about every other book we do that, apparently. You know, book 2 was the manticore, book 4 was the sea serpent.
Yeah.
Well done, gang.
Nice.
Great job. Did you guys like book 4 better than book 3?
I kind of missed the tower. I kind of missed the tower. Who misses the tower?
You
like
missed
the
the
tower.
tower.
I wasn't
So-
a fan of the
Fun in the
Dominion.
tower.
The Dominions suck. Takala went from chainsawing Roombas to fucking fighting his own party over and over again. The Dominion are a nightmare.
It was just like a big slog fest. Just.
Yeah.
Ugh.
22 decks now.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yep. So I gotta just figure out what feat I want. Actually, I already know what feat I want to do. I remember now. I just gotta remember the name of it for purposes.
Okay, so any questions about leveling before we shut down for the evening?
Nope.
All right. Well, we will probably quitsies there, and great job, everybody.
We made it.
Cool.